the messages on screen, the wooden operated vessel navigation becomes available. This station will now
Keep actively resisting.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers Podcast. Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers Podcast, the only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment. We are your hosts, Cameron and Kobe, and we are ready to bring survival goodness direct to your dirty little ear holes.
Hold on, I got a text.
Okay, you texting.
I got something important to read.
Is it your wife?
No, I don't have anything important to read.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, welcome, Cameron.
Yeah, this is a cute episode.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm ready to do it.
People are going to like this, and Peter's going to like this one.
Peter's going to love it, yes. What are we talking about today, Cameron?
Basically how to raise little petsies, little furry animals.
And is it really how to, though? Are we talking about like how to raise them?
We're talking about how to raise them to butcher them. Slit their throats, cut them up.
We're talking about all the different types you can raise.
Yeah, kind of more livestock types.
Sure.
Some aren't technically considered that.
And we're not going to give you like the exact how-tos on all of these, but we're going to give you some pluses,
when you
some
cut
minuses.
from the hind quarter, you need to come down deep to the bone.
Yeah, I always go deep to the bone. So anyways, and then I think we're going to...
How's it always turn out sexual?
I don't know. We have a Battlbox to talk about today. We also have a Tackpack, don't we? I think.
Yeah, we do have a
I'm not
Tackpack.
sure. So we're going to talk about those things.
Sure freaking do.
But first, guys, today's podcast is brought to you by our friends at Tackpack, the only monthly tactical subscription box with useful professional grade stuff inside. Get 10% off your first Tackpack with our code CasualPreppers at tackpack.com and join the thousands of satisfied subscribers today. That is 10% off with our code CasualPreppers at tackpack.com.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so just make sure you're going there and you're doing it.
Listener reviews starts now.
Just go ahead and do it.
All right, well, this one's from Lucas Mulick. He recommends the Casual Preppers Podcast on Facebook. He says, the Casual Preppers Podcast is an amazing...
He sent us an audio file.
Is an amazing and informative cast to inject directly into your ear holes. Great to hear some like-minded preppers who aren't, as I call, lifestyle preppers, but instead casual. But for the love of all things on God's green earth, do not allow them to try any more Australian accents. They simply cannot do them.
Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth, mate. That was pretty bad too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess we are pretty bad at those.
Yeah, I just got to practice. I just haven't a
Good
lot of
day,
time.
mate.
Yeah. Put another shrimp on the barbie. That's like it's
He's
English.
like, I'm done.
This is horrible.
I'm not listening to this anymore.
Thanks, Lucas.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate you dropping. If you guys want to be a part of this portion of the podcast, go to iTunes, go to Facebook, go to the Kindle book on Amazon, leave us a 5-star review and make it awesome.
It's a mad, mad world.
What you got, Cam? What you got?
Okay. All right. So, this just in. Markets Insider.
Yeah.
So, critical recession indicator used by the Fed just hit its highest level since the financial crisis. So,
Which financial crashes?
well, there's been a couple since 2009.
2008, 2009.
Yeah. So, this little predictor says once it breaches the 30%.
You little predictor.
Yeah.
Goddamn little predictor.
The feds say once the threshold is breached above 30%, then a recession is followed like in the past. I don't know. It's like the Madden, the Madden game where they play and they can always predict who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Same thing. They have a little game they play.
Oh.
Basically, it's been sitting at 28%. What is that percentage? What does it even mean?
I don't know.
That's what I was trying to figure out how to explain to you. Anyways,
it's an indicator of some sort, and it's at 30%.
It's some kind of percentage. Anytime it was been above 30, we've fallen into a recession like within a year.
Oh.
And in 2009, it was like 30%. Right now, 32%.
Well, howdy doody
So
recession.
within the next 12 months, we may be going into a recession. So stock up on stocks right now because they're really cheap.
Those are bad things.
They're actually like real high right now. I think we're gonna go super duper high.
Yeah,
and then we're gonna crash.
Well, it is what it is.
Pretty much happens all the time. So
yeah, just get prepped.
Take financial, economical crisis. Pretty. realistic. And that happens all the time.
It does. It absolutely does.
All we need is a dust bowl to kick up.
I know.
Storms.
Right back to the grapes of wrath.
Yep.
Well,
yeah. So
Cameron, did
our
you know
money's gone.
that the site of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant disaster is set to officially become a tourist attraction? Ukraine
basically
announced
already?
Wednesday.
Oh, they're gonna like.
It's
Oh,
official.
geez.
It's like a thing. President Vladimir Zelensky signed a decree to designate the area the site of the 1986 disaster a tourist site after the area saw an increase in visitors following the release of the popular HBO Chernobyl miniseries. Itineraries offered by local tour companies include guided bus trips into the exclusion zone, stops at abandoned villages near Chernobyl, and then sightseeing in the town, which itself contains memorials and robotics used to clear hazardous materials following the disaster. They can also stand outside the fourth reactor that's now covered by a new safe confinement structure.
This sounds like a great plan.
Yeah, I mean, what could go wrong?
We planned this from the beginning.
This is what we were doing from the
A
start.
huge tourist attraction. This
Yeah.
will be great. I'd heard like some of those diggers, like the tips of them and like the arms, they were like, they have enough radioactivity to lethally kill somebody like shortly after touching it. Why don't we make a big merry-go-round around?
Yes, I don't get it, but yeah. So that's a thing you can go do now, apparently.
So now you're gonna get a bunch of millennials and all their pictures.
Yeah,
posing next to all the people.
Hashtag radioactive. I just.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, what's that band that sings that song?
I don't know. Oh, Imagine Dragons.
They're gonna be there.
Yeah, we're gonna do a show
called Radioactive.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a thing.
Yeah, I felt
world's
kind of
mad.
a little bit disrespectful, but
Yeah, it is. It is a little bit.
they don't care. Russians didn't do it anyway. It wasn't their fault.
It wasn't the Ukrainians. Okay, Cameron, let's talk about animals.
The Ukrainians that are actually doing it.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
the Russians. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I
Guess
mean?
it's a little bit better.
It's a little bit better, but it's the same. It's the same people.
They were basically the same.
Doesn't matter. So let's talk about these animals.
Yeah.
So we're talking about all these different types of animals that you can raise.
Good animals, little animals,
Bad ones.
Yeah.
Small ones. Yeah, there's a lot of different
Fun
things we're going
ones.
to talk about. We're going to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of each, and maybe just a quick overview of like what you're going to need if you want to actually raise them. And so this is for, you can start raising them now, obviously.
right now.
We're not going to stop you. You can start raising them now. But it's also, if you're going into a long-term SHTF situations, which one would be good for you?
Yeah.
Right?
So it's like the ultimate way for like survival prepper, for long term is you got replenishable food.
Yeah.
You got your gardens. You got your animals.
Sure.
It's perfect. You
It
can go
is.
forever.
Yes.
Build yourself a tomb way deep down.
Yeah, exactly.
One of our listeners is building a tomb right now, I guess.
So what kind of considerations?
Yeah, so choosing any animal, you got to look at certain aspects of, to help you decide what kind of animal do I get for this area and what's going to be best. So some of the considerations would be like your location. You've got a lot of temperature fluctuations here in Utah where we are. So it's hard for those certain types of animals to be outdoors. Because you get big old swings in temperatures, 40 below in the winter. And then all of a sudden you'll have 110 degrees in the summer. So it's just like super drastic. You got to realize you're dealing with that. The more temperate areas, you got a lot more choices. Space. Do you have
Space?
Can you go to space
go
and
to
put
the moon?
animals up there?
Moon monkeys. Let's raise them.
Yeah. So you got to figure out, obviously, if you're going to get a big animal like a cow, horse, things like that, you got to have a lot of acreage.
Elephant.
Yeah, an elephant would be great.
Giraffes.
They're delicious.
They are. They
In
taste
the
so
fall,
good. Yeah.
when they're prime.
Elephant stew. So
dang.
good. Yeah.
Tusks are delicious. Mix it into a soup.
Shave it off.
So yeah, you got to have a lot of space for certain animals, and then if you're going to be in a confined space, there's a lot of different little animals you can put in there. We've talked about hamsters before. We're not going to go into much detail on those anymore.
No, we're not.
We decided they weren't the best animal. Feeding requirements. Large animals need a lot of grazing land.
They do.
Lots of foliage and things like that.
Yeah.
So you can't. You got to remember that you're prepping for yourself and your animal.
Yeah.
And they're going to give you food, but you got to get them a lot of food. And then in the area you're in, if you're starting to prep before the disaster, which that's the whole plan. That's the whole idea of this whole thing. You got to check with your city of what, you can't just have a Holstein out in your backyard.
Yeah, you can't do that. Well, maybe you can. I don't know.
Yeah.
Until you get caught.
You got to talk to your city.
Yeah.
Nobody wants big turd piles across their front lawn. And then seclusion. These animals, like, they're going to kind of direct people to you. He's like, there's a bunch of animals up there. I bet there's somebody up there.
There's a bunch of animals over there.
Are those cows owned by anybody? So if you're gonna, big herd or a lot of animals, they're not the most stealthy.
They're not.
Animals all are noisy most of the time. So if you're wanting to be secluded, you're wanting to be private, isolated, you got to choose your animals that you can maybe keep inside. Fishes are pretty quiet.
Yeah, goldfish.
We'll talk about fish.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to bug in or bug out, obviously bugging out with, a herd of 45 sheep.
But you could ride them if you had to.
That's true.
Put one of your kids on each.
Trade them off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then, what are the most likely scenarios you're going to run into? Earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes. Those things affect animals too. Tornado will pick a cow right up.
100%.
Throw it across town.
Salt and twister.
You got to look into those things. So there are some advantages, obviously, like we talked about. You got replenishable food, byproducts, clothing. You can shave up the hoof a little bit.
Tooth necklace.
Yeah, some different byproducts. You can make leather, a tooth necklace for fellow survivalists that want to come by and buy something.
Yeah,
you can have your own booth in the middle of town.
You can sell cow tails all day long.
Hoof cubs. You can have coffee.
Hoof cubs.
Trade and barter. You got meat, eggs, milk, different things like that you can trade. Furs, rabbits' feet.
Yeah,
those are valuable.
I know.
Fertilizer. Turds are great for gardens.
Yeah.
And throwing at people. And you can probably make bombs out of fertilizer too.
Yeah, somehow. I don't know how they do it.
You can burn cow turds and make pottery.
Can you really?
Yeah.
That's a thing.
I did it in like 4th grade.
You did?
I didn't like high school.
Been doing it. Did it last week.
Yeah, they cook pottery and you never did that?
With
dried cow turds?
No.
Like the big, yeah.
When would I have done that
great
in
oven.
my life?
What school did you go to that didn't do that?
Oh no. That is weird.
Yes, I cooked pottery and cow turds when I was in 4th grade.
Everybody make sure to bring your cow turds to school.
Yep. The other good things, it gives responsibilities to those that are with you or in your group,
Yeah.
Anytime they're busy, it's good for them. It's good
I thought
morale.
you meant like giving the animals responsibilities on this. That duck, it was your responsibility for security
you geese,
today.
You got night watch. Don't go to sleep.
Stay up, you honker.
Honk twice if it's a burglar.
Honk three
times if it's one of our own. And then you got the ability to transport a lot more things if you got the big animals,
Yeah.
So that's great.
Tactical goats and whatnot.
Disadvantages, you need a lot of land, care and maintenance 24/7. I grew up on a dairy farm and we rarely went on vacations because you go on a vacation, come back, 3 cows are dead, tractors are in the ditch.
Everything's on fire.
The hired men have left. It's just a big nightmare. That's another thing. You got to build a payroll. You got to have somebody feeding everything.
You got to have a QuickBooks subscription. It's horrible.
And then protection for the animals. And like I said, people go right to your group if they see animals. There's a group there. I know it.
There's a cow. There's got to be people where there's cow. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Right?
Wait, did you see that cow up there?
Yeah.
Jackpot. Then the issue of having a lot more food for the animals. They're noisy, all of them.
Not all of them.
Pretty much.
Fish ain't noisy.
Yeah. There's some that aren't very noisy. Hamsters, you get that wheel greased up.
Yeah.
They're quiet all night. And then injury, self-injury, working with big animals.
Yeah.
Get kicked, stepped on.
Yeah.
Bit.
You got to be nice to them teats when you get in that milk out or they get mad.
They get real mad. And then just on the water and food and all that, resource consumption increases.
Yeah.
Even though you're using them to get more food back.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's some pros and cons.
So let's start with the small animals, right?
Little baby animals.
And so we've talked about kind of the pros and cons of some of these. Small animals, they're much easier to conceal, right? It's like I can hide a hamster in my pocket.
I got a cat in my bag right now.
I got 4 fish in my wallet. Nobody even knows. You know?
Minnows.
Just salmon. Little baby salmon eggs in there. Nobody has any, and nobody's none the wiser, all right?
Caviar, or I'll grow them when I get
Yeah, so you need less space for them, obviously, right? Unless you have a whole herd of them. A whole herd of hamsters takes up about 1 acre of ground, just like about one cow.
Statistics show.
Usually need less feed for them, right? So those are just a few things. There's a whole bunch more, but we ain't got time for it today.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
So let's start with my favorite, the chicken.
Kobe's a chicken farmer.
Yeah, I call it the backyard bird.
Yeah.
He's so I've got some
That's creative.
just came up with that on the spot, actually.
I figured you did. It sure sounded like it.
Yes.
I've never heard it before.
You mean that didn't sound like something that was
It sounded
premeditated?
good. That's funny.
Okay. So I've got
In
some,
other words, I call it the backyard bird.
I've got some chickens right now. Honestly, they are fantastic. I love them. They're fantastic. So they're pretty inexpensive to buy and to feed, right? You can get them for nothing, right? Just like a trip to McDonald's. Doesn't take much.
I got a chicken sandwich there once.
Yeah, they're good. They take a little bit of room to raise. You don't need too much, right? It's just something you can do. They're easy to butcher. You kill them in like a second. Doesn't take much.
That's important.
Yeah.
Rip their heads right off.
They provide both meat and eggs. So you can have chicken and scrambled eggs at the same time. It's very good. Yeah. And if you buy the spicy kind of chicken, it's even better.
Yeah.
So these are easy to raise in a rural environment or
Just
in
raise them on a pepper farm.
Yeah.
Delicious chicken.
Pepperidge farm. That's where they get
Yeah,
them. You can raise them in a rural or an urban environment, actually. There's a lot of people doing the urban chicken thing these days. You know what I mean? Yeah. So a few good things to know if you're going to be raising chickens. And this isn't the whole end-all, be-all, guys. So this is just a few things to think about. They're vulnerable to predators. You know, they're the foxes and the coyotes, the tigers and the lions, they all like to eat them, all right? So you got to be careful. You got to have a place to keep them at night to keep them safe. Raccoons are specifically very smart about getting into like little locks and stuff.
Yeah.
So you got to have like those little 2-step locks because a freaking raccoon's going to get in.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
how
so you gotta be
smart those
careful.
little turds are.
You're going to have a nesting box for the hens with some shavings or some straw, and you need to keep it clean. They don't like sitting in filth. The ones that are laying eggs, they're gonna slow egg production in the winter, and I've found this out personally. I've had to buy eggs in the winter, and I don't like it. I've didn't eat one. I had no protein all through the whole winter.
Bacon and bread.
Yeah,
That was it.
but you know you can obviously alleviate this if you get a really good coop light, and it'll help keep them warm and keep them laying. You need the solar powered ones. Go right through the apocalypse. And
Do they still produce about the same, or is it cut down?
They're still going to cut down a little bit, but they will produce. Mine's, I didn't have anything in mine.
They all froze.
They're all dead now. We had to eat them. No, they really pretty much stopped laying. So you just got to know that that's going to happen if you don't keep
Probably
them
a
warm
good break because you don't know what to do with all your eggs.
It is. They do say that they will actually lay longer if you let them have that break in the winter. If they're not constantly always, because they'll only lay eggs for 3 to 4 years.
Gotcha.
Anyways, there's a whole bunch of different breeds of chicken. Some you have to be kind of specific about what you want. Some are good for laying eggs. Some are good for just eating. Some are good in hot climates. Some are good in cold. Some are quiet. Some are really not quiet. So, if you're an urban dweller and you want to make sure that your chickens don't make no noise, or if you're in an SHTF situation and you don't want your chickens to make a lot of noise, you got to find out the ones that are going to be best for you for that situation. So if you want the quiet ones,
Hush chicken.
yeah, hush, chicky, chick, hush. The quiet ones like the Buff Orpingtons, the Americanas, and the Rhode Island Reds, Barred Rock Plymouths, and the Wyandottes. Those are all really good quiet ones.
Interesting. Which ones do you have?
I have a Buff Orpington. I've got a few other ones. I don't know them all, actually.
Oh, come on.
Why'd you ask me that question?
You're the worst
I can't
owner
answer
of
it.
chickens ever.
I know. I can tell you their names. That's all I can tell you.
What are their names?
I can't tell you. You can.
Oh, yeah.
No, one's named Sunny. One's named Spark. One's named. I can't think of them all.
How many do you
now.
have?
4.
Oh, wow,
I got
that's
4
a lot.
chickens. Yeah. That's something. So you can free range your chickens if you have space. You can just kind of let them go, and they can probably stay alive if you do that. Just letting them go if you got enough space
people
for
do
them.
that all the time.
Yeah, people do it all the time. I let mine out in the yard all the time, in the backyard. So So they're going to start laying about 5 months of age, and they're going to go for about 4 years. So just you kind of have to plan accordingly if you're doing it for egg production. You know what I mean? You know, in 5 months they're going to start, and at 4 years they're going to stop. So you have to know that type of thing. And if you actually raise them from chicks, they're actually pretty dang nice. Like we raised ours from chicks, and our kids were holding them and playing with them the whole time. So they're not mean at all. Because some chickens and roosters can get mean as hell.
Buttholes. I've been chasing.
Yeah, but if you raise them right, you just got to raise them right. You know, you got to be a good parent.
You got to bring them up.
Yeah.
Teach them, read to them.
Yeah. So eggs. Let's talk about eggs.
I like eggs.
They're freaking awesome, especially for a survival food.
Yeah, they are an awesome.
If
survival.
eggs had vitamin C, you could basically live off of them.
Yeah.
That's all you would need, right? And
Just eat the egg shell.
Yeah, you can.
I don't think you can absorb it.
So they have 75 calories, 7 grams of protein, 5 grams of fat, 1.6 grams saturated fat. They have iron, vitamins, minerals, carotenoids, all those stuff. So there's really good stuff in them.
Yeah, they are great.
So if you're gonna get eggs, you're gonna want to know how to preserve them in some way or how long they're gonna last. So eggs come when a chicken lays an egg, it has what is called bloom on it. It's just like this natural barrier on the outside of the egg. So if you don't wash that, basically, if you keep it in a cool, dry place, your eggs are going to be good for 3 months. That's a long time. It's more than you would think, right?
If you don't wash it?
If you don't wash it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you do want to wash them,
So you're talking on the outside of the shell.
it's on the outside of the shell.
The bloom is on the outside of the shell. Okay.
Yep. And so if you do want to wash them and you want to preserve them a different way, you can do oil dipping. Basically, you wash it and then you dip the eggs in this mineral oil, and they can keep for up to a year if you do it that way. Yeah. There's a specific way.
Terra?
Yeah. Peppermint.
I love peppermint
eggs. They're the best. So anyways.
How's the bloom this time of year on
it's
these
fantastic.
eggs?
So that's it. That's chickens.
Cool. Chickens
Right?
are awesome.
Yeah, so let's talk about the chicken's
I
ugly
think
cousin.
one thing
Turkey.
people tend to do is buy way too many chickens.
Yeah, they
And
do.
they're like, freaking have
I got
eggs
some-
galore. You
like,
have way too
I
many
have way
already.
too many
and there are only
eggs.
4 chickens.
Yeah. So, 3 or 4 chickens.
Which isn't bad in the survival scenario.
because you can barter.
Yeah.
Right?
But they produce like crazy out here.
They do,
Well,
yeah.
Kobe brought a bunch of eggs over to me.
Yeah, and they're good, aren't they?
The eggs are delicious.
They're delicious.
They taste like other eggs,
They do.
but
these
I
ones
feel
are-
like they're more natural.
They are, yeah. Have you noticed the yolks are much more like orange?
Yeah, they were a lot. They're like
Yeah.
neon. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute.
Wait. Those are Chernobyl
Did you find
chickens.
these eggs somewhere?
So let's talk about turkeys. What are you going to do when that apocalyptic Thanksgiving comes around? You don't have turkey.
My chicken isn't as good.
No,
but
it's definitely not as good. So there's 2 types of turkeys. There's the heritage and the production. I didn't know this. This is crazy. So production turkeys are basically the kind that we eat.
Oh, in November.
Yeah, in November. They're huge. They got big old titties.
big
They got the big old breasts. And so that's why they grow them that way, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
They grow really big and they grow really fast, but they can't reproduce without help. You got to help them in that situation because they're just so big. They
big.
can't. Apparently, they can't fly and they can't hardly walk.
Yeah,
they
makes
basically
sense.
just grow and you kill them.
That's
so
nice.
I don't think that's really the best type of breed to have.
I
for
noticed
a
like
prepper.
the wild ones that we have out here, they're shaped completely different.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
They're
Yeah.
lean,
They are
flat chested.
They are. There's a lot of jokes there, and I'm not going. So really, go for if you're gonna raise them, go for the heritage type, right? So just like chickens, turkeys need a house to protect them from predators, but they're actually a little bit cleaner than chickens, which is kind of a nice
That's
thing.
surprising.
Yeah, but they're gonna need more
Could be
space.
bigger turds.
Yeah, they're going to be more space for grazing. So
Yeah.
you need more space if you're going to do that. They're going to need a place to roost. And when you make the roost, make sure they're all at the same height because if they're at different levels, they're going to start fighting. And you don't want turkeys fighting. All right? Because that top roost, that's the premium position.
Maybe that's an activity that you want to do and get in trouble with.
Yeah.
But you don't.
So what about ducks, Cameron? Have you ever thought about raising ducks?
I've actually heard they're better than both,
They are. This is crazy.
which I never would have thought.
I know. I wouldn't either.
Beginning.
So basically, they have a better resistance to cold. The ducks do. They make a lot less noise than chickens do. Their eggs are more nutritious and they're bigger.
Yeah, see that? I didn't know.
Yeah, and you know what? They lay all year round, no matter what.
No kidding. Shooting out eggs, huh?
Yeah, they're just like little egg factories.
Ducks are
but-
funny too.
They are funny little suckers. Yeah, but they're super messy.
Yeah,
So
they
with
are
it-
freaking
So most ducks, you're gonna have to have some sort of water nearby, or like a little pool or a kiddie pool. Yeah, because they gotta have it.
It'll just turn into a poop pool.
Yeah, it does, and that's the part. That's the
they're
part
nasty
that sucks.
suckers.
They're freaking dirty, so you have to clean it constantly. So you're gonna also need a shelter for protection like them, but they're gonna like lots of straw. But they don't need nesting boxes like chickens do. They'll find a place and they'll lay an egg.
Cool.
So that's a thing. Ducks. I'm thinking about maybe getting a duck. I like that.
Yeah.
Why is this so damn funny?
No, I thought, yeah.
Okay.
Do it. It's
So
backyard bird number 2.
Yeah, exactly. So, Cameron, what about rabbits?
They're cute.
Yeah, they are super cute. But do you know they breed like rabbits?
Yeah.
Suckers, man. So if you're looking for like a sustainable meat in an SHTF situation, rabbits are pretty much...
Look no further
than a rabbit, all right? They are the most efficient of all livestock in converting feed to muscle mass.
Cool.
So that's a thing.
That is.
Basically, it's going to take less feed to get it to butcher weight, so you can kill it and eat it. They basically raise themselves. Like if you're getting chickens, you have to have like a little incubator to make sure they're all good. But rabbits are just like, oh, whatever. We're just going to grow. They don't matter. Their meat is super low in fat and high in protein. So have you ever heard of rabbit starvation before? So
yeah.
If you're lost in the woods and you're only eating rabbits, you're basically going to die because there's no fat.
Yeah, they're like super lean.
But if you're raising them on your own, there's going to be more fat in them. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. So apparently rabbit poop is like the gold standard for fertilizer.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Maybe I'll get some rabbits.
I know, you should. I really think you should. It's the highest nitrogen content of most common livestock out there. So
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
And did you know that dogs will eat their poop?
They eat every other poop.
I know, but it's like they're hugely
This
full
is like a delicacy for a dog?
Yeah, they're full of
like
vitamins.
caviar.
Like tons of vitamins. So if you let them dry a little bit, they're basically like doggy treats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I don't know.
If you got a puppy,
Yeah.
get
gotta
you a
one.
rabbit.
So their pelts can be used obviously for clothing, a whole bunch of rabbit undies and whatnot. You can barter it all out. And apparently their feet are good luck charms. That's a thing.
For sure.
Yeah. So listen to this. A single female has on average about 8 babies per litter, right? And rabbits have a gestational period of 28 to 31 days. So feasibly, you could have a litter a month with one rabbit, right? So if you start with 3 rabbits, basically two females and 1 male, you could have over 100 rabbits in your first year.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Rabbits
insane.
are going to take over planet Earth.
I know, dude. That's crazy. But if you think about it, if you're trying to make
Super
a sustainable
easy way to just, you don't even have to.
And rabbit tastes delicious. I don't know if you've ever eaten it.
Yeah,
It's
I
actually
have.
pretty dang
It is
good.
good.
So
Yep, I have.
yeah, so the 3 most common breeds for meat are the Californian, the New Zealand, and the Florida white. So if you're looking in, those are some ones. And basically they just eat hay. They really love like alfalfa. They'll eat vegetable scraps and they'll even eat lawn trimmings from your lawn.
Yeah,
So
that's what I remember feeding those when I was a kid.
yeah. So I think rabbits
Your
are a good
salad,
thing to look at.
because nobody eats it, just push it off. Into
Exactly.
the rabbit's pen.
So honestly, I think ducks and rabbits, man, are really
Big deal.
They're looking like the way to go for me right now.
That's what I'm going to just build up in my backyard.
Yeah.
Rabbits and ducks.
Ducks and rabbits, yeah.
All right. Well, here's on to the less important animals here, except for the bottom here. So cats. We talked about the usefulness of cats.
You go right to cats.
Yeah. I'm just going to get it out of the way. So there are a few pros to having a cat. Morale, and that's it.
Like I don't know what else. Like
They're good good mousers,
rodents,
keeping
yeah.
diseases and crap out of your farm and everything like that.
Sure.
That's about it, really.
Sure.
Never eaten a cat. Don't plan to. No. But you could.
But you absolutely could.
And dogs. We already did the episode on kids and pets, so
Sure.
I didn't want to go into much detail here. Dogs are awesome because protection. They could be trained to do all kinds of different things.
Roll over.
Good morale.
Sit.
They're good guard. Used to hunt. They can actually help herd your animals too. So you got a lot of uses for a dog.
And depending on what breed you have, obviously, there's a whole bunch of different things you can do.
Yeah.
Like I have a mini Schnauzer, and he's actually like a fantastic rodent catcher.
Is he really?
That's what they were bred for.
He's an alarm. You always know when there are humans nearby.
Exactly.
But yeah, there's a lot of uses for a dog. I'm not going to really go into any more detail there.
My dog actually hunts bees and flies
Bees, really?
like crazy. If there's a fly in my house, he will hunt it down all day long until he eats it.
Awesome.
All day long.
Oh, I'm going to get me a schnauzer.
RoboCop's a man.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to fish, aquaculture. It's a wonderful thing to get into.
Aquaculture, just yeah.
So, as you know, fish are a great source of protein, omega-3s.
Oh, yeah.
They're good. Clean meat, healthy. In the Bible, it happens during
In the Bible. You didn't see
Eh.
cats in the Bible, did you?
Yep. No.
Dummies.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
If you're a religious person, don't deal with it. So low maintenance. If you have a pond on your property,
Yeah.
you can just stock up and find the right
till they
fish.
die.
Don't put in there, a
Piranha?
clownfish or
Piranhas and
yeah.
tiger sharks.
Figure out what lives with low maintenance in your
Yeah.
area for temperature swings. Obviously, you want a pond that's deep enough that it's not going to freeze the whole thing, and your fish are dead, and you got to chisel them out. I mean, that's a way to store
just a
them.
freezer. I don't know.
And then
Fish
also
sticks.
deep enough that they can get away from the heat because the top will get hot. But they can be relatively easy if you have that. You just stock up, and then you don't need to filter it. There's different ways to put pumps in there to get a little oxygenation, but really simple, easy.
Yeah.
If you want to be more organized, you can actually do indoor aquaculture. This has got a whole new level of fishery.
It's a whole different culture.
Yeah. So, but you can, with this controlled environment, you can add different types of fish with better, like tilapia and things like that are better in warmer climates. And if you just can't do without your tilapia, then you got to grow them into bathtubs.
Why are you fixated on the tilapia? I'm trying to figure this out.
I don't know. But yeah, you don't have to have any specific type of tank. You can just have like a watering trough. You can, bathtub, kids pool, the back of your truck. Yeah. You can fill it up. Remember we talked about.
We're talking about
driving
putting a
around
garden back there.
Yeah, that's right. Garden, a pool, a fish tank, whatever you want.
Yeah.
These obviously need a little more maintenance. You got to get a filtration system, and then you've got to feed them because they're not going to get it naturally.
Got to feed them.
Because the ponds, you get bugs and all that other crap. But yeah, so great source of food, and they're quiet. Have you ever heard of a fish?
Once
Maybe
in
a
a
little
while.
splishy splash.
Yeah.
The other thing is, with the pond, you've got there's not a real easy way to just throw a net in and pull them out. You got to fish for them, and that's a good thing too. People love fishing.
They do.
And kids love it, so you get to give them responsibilities. Anyway,
I like that.
So moving on from fish. Fish are great.
Yeah.
Bees. Ooh, the bees. So I'd actually forgotten this, and it's an often forgotten livestock.
My wife is obsessed with getting bees.
Yeah. Well, Utah's known for, the baseball, the bees,
beehive.
jazz, everything that has to do with zzz.
That's funny.
So yeah, these are a really good livestock. I actually want to
Mormons.
figure out. I should just end everything.
Mormons.
Now listen, I don't have a PhD in bees. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't go to school for beesing. So I'm sure one of you experts out there know a ton more about these little mother effers.
Bees are actually nice.
The thing is, that's the thing I was going to go into.
Okay.
Is like wasps are just total a-holes.
There's nothing to do.
They're pointless.
Yeah.
They're the worst thing on earth.
Yes.
Bees, they're
great.
They stay around their hive. I mean, if you don't disturb it, throw rocks at it, which I did as a kid,
Yeah,
and I got in
absolutely.
trouble and got stung. But you can even have them in like a little
In your
suburb.
bathroom.
My basement is a bee farm. That hum puts me to bed every night. But obviously, there's a lot that comes from bees. One, if you have a garden, you need bees to pollinate and to continue to grow each year.
Yeah.
Bees are like crucial to this.
They're really good at that.
And so you just enhance your farming right there. And like we'd said, they're actually pretty docile and easy to work with.
Yeah.
They can live pretty close to your home without presenting any danger. If you're allergic to bees and need epi, that's a big deal. So
Have you
gotta
seen those
be careful
beehives
of
that you can actually in your house. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen
so
that.
like the inside of it, there's like,
Or are they on the outside and you can see?
yeah, and there's like this little tube that'll come inside. Then you can
I've
see
seen
them.
that
It's
in
cool.
like a little museum.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if you can do that inside.
Yeah,
So you can
people have
actually
done
set it up
yeah.
that way.
Uh-huh.
That'd be
That's a
something.
thing, man. That's a thing.
Come on over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check
Got
out
a
my
fish
bee.
tank over there.
Look at the queen.
How do
Look
you
how
like
good she
that?
looks.
Yeah, and the queen bee costs up to like $200, $300 for just a queen
I don't know, man.
to get started with your thingy.
yeah.
A strong hive can produce 50 pounds or more of honey each year.
That's awesome.
50 pounds.
It's a lot.
That's like $1,000.
It's like $9,000 right there.
Seriously.
Honey's like the most expensive thing on the planet.
Yeah, it is.
seems.
It's super expensive. And as we know, with honey, medicinal uses,
Yeah.
you can sweeten things, taste delicious on toast.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
does.
lasts for an eternity.
Yeah, it never-
Actually, I think the first bit of honey is still out there somewhere.
Bit of honey.
Bit of honey.
Those
you
are
can buy
good.
those too. Those are good too. Yeah, that's good. Huh?
That worked out.
So it's a perfect storage food.
Yeah.
It's been around forever. But also the other products, wax. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can make candles out of it, sealant, lip balm, wax your beard, or wax your wood.
Wait. Oh. Okay.
Literally.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make soap out of it too.
Yeah.
There's also the glue that is used for the hives called, I don't know if I'm saying this right, propolis. Anyways, it's a weatherproofing agent that the hives use to protect the honey and everything. That can be used for an antibiotic, and it has a lot of
Well, that's interesting.
purposes for anti-inflammatory and wound
Well,
healing.
honey's kind of an antibiotic, right? Too,
Yeah.
In some
yeah.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Okay.
I need to let that out.
Okay. Let that one out of the bag.
But yeah, they actually has all these other chemicals. And then bee pollen. Weirdo naturalists have been using it for years,
Yeah, they
thinking
have.
it's giving them all this energy. But I don't have any studies showing, but I'm sure it has some great medicinal uses. So there you go with bees.
I think that's a good thing to get.
I'm just rapping through that.
You are. That was good. Hey, Cam, really quick. Did you know that most subscription boxes are full of samples and junk that you'll never use?
I do know
Yeah,
this.
but not Battlbox. Not Battlbox.
No.
It's the monthly subscription box for men full of solid gear, adventure seekers, survivalists, outdoor enthusiasts, and casual preppers. They're all going to love them. Each month, Battlbox sends you the coolest selection of handpicked outdoor survival and everyday carry gear, all valued at far more than what you normally pay. You never know what's in the next box, but here's a sampling of what users received this month. There was a freaking sweet Gerber multi-tool in there. Did you see that? That was cool. And did you see the Mantis EDC knife? That thing is pretty cool looking. And there's like the survival cache AR.
Shoot people and survive.
Yeah, that thing's cool. Anyways, all of this badassness starts at about $30 a month. They've shipped almost 1 million boxes and won Best Men's Subscription Box of 2017. Our listeners get a free tactical knife when you sign up at trybattlebox.com/casual preppers. Guys, that's free. You don't have to do anything but sign up for this, and you're going to get it for free. That's trybattlebox.com/casual preppers. Get your first battle box plus a free tactical knife at trybattlebox.com/casual preppers.
I dare you to try it.
Yeah,
Seriously,
double dog.
You
dare
get it, you're gonna have a hard time canceling.
You really are.
Like I'm always excited about. I always text Kobe, "Get our battle boxes."
Yep.
Because there's always some sweet stuff. Always.
So Cam, let's talk about the larger breeds of animals that you could raise. You know,
Bees.
because there are some.
There are some. Mhm.
So
Sure are.
There are some pros and cons with this. You know, large ones, they need more space. That's kind of obvious, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get more food from each of these, right? Mm-hmm. Because they're bigger.
Makes sense.
It makes a whole lot of sense, you know. But you could get hurt
Yeah.
because they're bigger. And, you know, you're not going to get hurt from a fish most
All I
likely.
need to do is get startled.
Yeah, exactly.
And run over you.
Yeah. So, but let's just talk about some of these breeds or some of these animals that are good to raise. How
yes.
about pigs?
I would love to raise pigs.
Really, all I got to say is bacon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I have to say anything else?
No. I bet you
Because-
that's going to be
Yeah.
worth its weight in gold.
And I freaking love sausage. I love me some
Yeah.
pork sausage. You know what I mean?
great.
So pigs, you know, they're actually pretty easy
other
to raise.
white meat.
Yeah, they're actually pretty easy to raise. I did this when I was little. We raised some pigs. It was a good time. You don't need a whole lot of space for them.
Yeah.
You know, little pigsty and you're good to go. They can survive.
My kids already live like them.
I know. The land doesn't need to be lush and green and fantastic. They can actually graze on just like garbage. You know what I mean? They don't make much noise. You hear a little once in a while. That's about it. Yeah, you know, little squeals. But they freaking provide a ton of meat. And you know, the thing with a pig is you can basically eat every bit of the pig.
Pork rind.
Yeah, everything. You can eat everything. So that's kind of cool.
And people have been cooking pig's feet in stews.
They really have.
Forever.
Yeah. So there's 2 types of pig breeds, apparently. I didn't know this. There's the bacon and there's the lard.
Oh.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Apparently that's a thing. So prior to World War II, lard was in high demand. You know,
Yeah, lots of uses.
It was used for cooking, for baking, for cleaning firearms, for candle making, for soap making, and for lubricating machinery. And so
Whoever named that is,
lard,
I don't want to call it lard.
lard. That's what I'm going to call it.
Lard.
That's what it sounds like when you drop it. Lard.
Lard.
Yep. So obviously the lard has some uses.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
Many pigs are actually pretty dang nice. I don't know if you know. Some people are kind of scared of them, but they're actually pretty nice. Unless you get some of those boars, like they're freaking buttholes. Like if you fall, like there's a lot of farmers have died.
Southern, I'm sure they deal with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like there's a lot of farmers who die falling into pig pens.
Oh yeah,
They'll just
that
eat
too.
them. They will eat them.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah,
you can get rid of bodies.
Yeah. Oh, why did I not put that down?
If you have
that's a thing.
Member of your group die,
Yeah.
just feed them. Mm-hmm. Don't even have to bury them.
So pigs are actually really cheap to raise because they'll forage basically off anything. You know, you could throw them any type of food and they're going to eat it.
Yeah, that's what's sweet.
We used to feed them like we'd go down to the Lay's factory.
raw kids.
No, the Lay's factory, and they give us all the
the
expired
pop
chips
bags that they.
and we just feed it, and they would freaking eat the crap out of that
I'm
stuff.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. So a mature hog can weigh up to 600 pounds. That's a huge man.
Wish I had 600 pounds of bacon.
That's a lot.
Straight bacon.
Yeah. Pigs are pretty. They can tolerate pretty much any climate. So that's actually really nice. They're pretty resilient in that way. You know, all you got to do is basically give them a little lean-to, and they're pretty much good to go. You know what I mean? They do need a wallow. Pigs need like a place in the mud to clean themselves. That's how they stay clean. So you got to have that. Yeah.
Backwards.
Yeah, I know it is. It is backwards. So obviously, fat rendered from pigs, known as lard, is referred to as tallow, and it could be used as base ingredients for biodiesel fuel.
Oh yeah.
So that's a thing.
That's cool.
Yeah. But here's a whole bunch of different things you can use pigs for, Cameron. The pig intestines can be used for making sausage.
Oh, yep.
Or chitterlings, whatever the hell
I
that
love
is.
chitterlings.
I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
Okay. Pig giblets and brains make good soups and stews.
Yep.
Yeah. Pig bones can be burnt to make bone char, which can be used as a bleaching agent and to remove heavy metals from water.
That's what they do. They're using sugar. I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
Bone char.
Larger bones can be sharpened
sometimes.
and shaped to make weapons. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Like a pig sword of some sort. I don't know.
A pig gun.
Pig gun. Yeah, small pig cannon. Smaller bones can be used for needles and other small tools. Hair can be used for stuffing pillows. Pig hair, apparently.
Medical training.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
pig's feet. I
That'll
sutured
train.
them all the time.
Yeah. Pig hides are very resilient when properly stretched and tanned. They can be used for shoes, clothing, and sewn together to make a shelter. Pig's feet, ears, and tongues can also be consumed and are considered a delicacy in some parts of the world. So that's a thing there too. Pig droppings are ideal for making fertilizer for the garden, as are any parts that you do not use for food or other purposes.
Great animal.
Great animal. Pigs are,
Stink like a mother though.
yeah, but they're awesome.
Freaking stinky stink.
Just, I mean, sausage and pork chops and bacon. I mean, what's better? I don't know.
I know.
Definitely
that
not
is
sheep.
a great animal.
Definitely not sheep, because we're going to talk about sheep.
And they're smarter than smart.
They are. They're super smart. So sheep, obviously, they're pretty popular around the world.
Sheeps have been growing in popularity lately.
because they're pretty versatile and they're adaptable, and you can get wool and meat and
count them to go to
skin,
sleep.
and you get milk.
Yeah.
Apparently. So they take up much less space than cattle,
Yeah.
which is nice, and they're not like little Houdini bastards like goats are. Because goats, you put them somewhere, they're going to be somewhere else soon. Really.
I think they teleport.
Yeah, they have teleportation
They're
power.
aliens.
They're like a skinwalker.
They look like aliens.
So basically, one cow and her calf needs about the same amount of grazing area as a flock of 5 ewes and lambs.
That's crazy.
So that's something to look at. So basically, they're good to graze in orchards, lawns,
That
wooded
sounds like
areas.
some old measurement.
I know it does, huh?
Well, this is great land. It looks like it's about 5 flocks wide of the ewes and lambs.
Yeah. So they're pretty. They eat a lot of plants that other more fussy grazers won't touch, so they'll
Not as picky.
Yeah, they're not as picky. Yeah, they're reasonably cheap to buy, and they have a pretty short gestation period of 145 days compared to other of the bigger animals, right? And they usually require little medical attention. So depending on what you're raising them for, meat, wool, milk, you'll want to choose specific breeds, and you can count them if you can't sleep. So that's the thing.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, predators is the big thing with
I'm
sheep.
a mutton buster.
Are you?
I got a belt buckle.
Oh, did you get a belt buckle?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Rode one was 24. Right out of college.
I'm a 30 to 36 year old champion. A mutton buster.
Yeah. 30 plus championship.
Yeah. They should do that. Why don't they do that?
Because they kill them.
I don't get it.
Kill those suckers.
Yeah, so predators are the big thing with sheep because wolves, coyotes, foxes, eagles, bears, they all eat sheep.
Wow.
So you got to be careful with them.
Freaking eagles.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm paid to watch that, honestly.
I guess it can grab real well.
Yeah.
Like grabbing into
So
a
it's the
perm.
little ones, just the lambs.
Yeah, little babies.
So you're going to want to use guardian animals with sheep.
Oh, dang. I just got one of the kids.
You need to get dogs. Apparently, they help guard them. Alpacas,
Yeah, see?
llamas,
Yeah.
donkeys. Those are all good for guardians.
Fending
for sheep.
off.
Yeah.
Eagle Destroyer.
Yeah, eagle.
That's what I'm going to call my name. If I get a donkey, I'm going to call him the Eagle Destroyer.
Yeah. Use neck bells on your sheep. That's a good thing to kind of know where they're at, and they you can't lose them. Quickly remove any dead sheep from your field because that'll attract the predators, right?
Yeah. It's always good.
Anyways, so there's sheep for you. You can do sheep, and you get wool. I mean, right?
It's great.
Wool's a thing. Goats. Let's talk about goats. I think goats are cool.
Goats are pretty versatile.
Yeah. So they can supply milk, meat, hides for
Greatest
clothing.
of all time animal.
And they can pack. And they're tactical. Some of them are tactical, so that's the thing too. I gotta stop saying that. Why do I keep saying that?
What?
That's the thing. I keep saying that over and
That's
over.
a thing.
Yeah. Keeping goats in a small shed or garage is much more doable than like a cow.
Yeah.
So like you could hide them if you needed to.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can keep them in the bathroom if you need to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like
do
your
it all the
bees,
time.
your bees and your goats.
You've
Keep
seen
them in your
movies. They
basement.
do it all the time.
Yeah. So you can, like I said, you can hide them easily, but you can even bug out with them if you need to a little bit easier.
Yeah, they can
right?
pull some stuff.
Yeah, or you can put
Little
them
baggies on 'em.
in a
Tactical
vehicle.
goats are great.
It's much easier to put them in a vehicle than it is a cow.
Yeah.
Right, if you needed to. So that's something to think about.
Right.
Goats, they browse similar to like deer do, so they're great at converting weeds, obviously, into delicious milk and meat. I've never had goat's milk.
Goat browser.
Yeah, I don't know if if it's good.
If goat meat?
Yeah, goat either. I've never had goat
Oh,
meat
you haven't
or
had
milk.
goat meat? Goat meat's good. It's
You've
kind
eaten
of
it?
greasy. Yeah.
God, that's so weird.
I ate it on pizza in Brazil.
What the? Oh my gosh,
I know,
it's
it's weird.
disgusting,
It's
dude.
it's really well. You've had gyros. That's goat meat.
Not whole. And a lot of times it's lamb.
Well, Arby's is not. I don't know what that is.
When I have gyros, I usually get the beef.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, but it's just greasy. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad.
It is good.
Tastes like a shoe.
A goat.
Like
Feels like an old
basic-
Reebok. Yeah,
It tastes kind of like a BK Diamond Cell.
British Knights. That's the thing there. That's awesome. So they don't need large open areas of pasture because they'll
Yeah.
pretty much eat anything, but they will eat like trees and stuff. What are you laughing at?
What you had down there? I forgot about goat gravy.
Oh yeah, goat gravy sandwiches. So
Kobe makes those, but he hasn't had goat.
I've never
somehow.
had goat. They're herd animals, so you're gonna want to make sure if you get one, you get two, because a lot of times they'll make friends with whatever animals
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
Like they'll be good friends with like the dog or something,
Yeah,
or the
yeah,
cat.
little buddy.
And then I want to get those kind that like
Scream.
pass out, or scream. The ones that pass out that when you
Past
scare
the
them.
fainting goats. Tawny and I want them so bad.
Because if you think about it, you're going to need some entertainment post SHTF.
Yeah.
If you could just scare
I'm
goats
gonna
and
go
they
yell at
pass
the
out.
goats. I'll be back.
I had to go yell at the ghost. It was like, what was that thing we were saying at the quiet place? I'm going to go yell at the waterfall. I'll be back later.
Yes. I'm here doing laundry and you're out there yelling at the waterfall. Yep.
Oh, that's
so
good
you never
stuff.
know.
Yeah.
It gives you a pastime.
And those little pygmy goats that like jump
Dude,
on
I
everything.
love 'em.
Oh, they're so cool.
We had one on the farm, and I
Oh, you
used to
did?
always go and like
Yeah.
mess with it.
My
'Cause
kids
it,
want
It would
goats.
try to like wind up and like
yeah.
hit me.
We had a goat when I
get
was growing
caught
up.
up in like the weirdest crap. I'm like, it's up in the baler and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the what? Pygmy goats are funny.
We had a goat in our neighborhood when I was younger, and it would just come and stay on our porch, and it wouldn't leave, and it was so mean. So I was like scared to go outside. I finally had to strap it to my 4-wheeler and just take it like all the way to the other end, and I have to do that like once a week to get rid of the
Comes
stupid
in
thing.
to be a butthole.
Yeah, it's a little dick.
I've like been riding my bike and there's one that's on the side of the road and it's like like makes this weird noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're funny. They're funny to make fun of too. So goats are pretty cool. My sister has one in South Carolina and it just eats like all the stinging nettle and stuff.
Oh, really?
So those eat whatever.
Stinging nettle sucks, man.
They eat friggin' metal.
Yeah.
They eat everything. So a few other bigger animals.
Sure.
A donkey.
Yeah, I know.
Weird animal to...
My wife's obsessed with donkeys too. For
They're
some
such
reason.
weird animals.
Yeah.
Like my grandpa had tons of them, and we used to go in the parade and ride them. You know, riding the little cart.
Do you have a picture of that? Because I'd
I'm
love to
pretty
see
sure
it.
I do.
I'm gonna call your
His favorite
dad.
one was Flash,
Flash.
and it was the slowest, dumbest one of them all. But
That's awesome.
They're good for transport. They can, good work animal.
Yeah.
And then they, you can pack and travel. They're a good bug out animal.
They're cute.
And they're cute little
They're
suckers.
super cute.
They're loud and they bite.
They do bite.
They're
Yeah.
buttholes. And they kick. I've been kicked by one.
Oh, have you? I've never been
I got
kicked by
kicked
one.
in the ribs when my grandpa was like, "Don't walk behind them," and I did right after that. I got hit right in the side.
Yeah.
But they're smaller and they're less overwhelming because like horses. I grew up on a farm, but I didn't ride a horse. You don't have a horse, and they're intimidating.
Yeah.
Man, they're
If
just huge, and if you don't know them,
You're scared of them.
I'm scared of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you wanted something a little bit more manageable, that's still useful to pull things, not quite as powerful, and you got a little donkey donk, and you can't eat these. I mean, Jesus rode one. Did you put that in there? I was like, did I put that in there?
I was wondering if you were going to see it. I was like, if it's good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for me.
Exactly. And so there's also mules. My grandpa had some of these too.
Yeah.
They're obviously bigger, stronger because they've been bred with a horse.
Yeah.
They have ability to pack between 150 to 300 pounds through mountains for up to 20 miles per day.
I heard that. Is it true that mules can't?
They're sterile.
They're sterile, right? So you just
They're done.
one and done type
So
thing.
you might want to buy some horses and some donkeys
Some
if
donkeys.
you want to keep the mule.
That's some entertainment right there. Trying to breed those suckers.
I don't know how.
How does that happen?
So a mule comes from a donkey breeding with a mare,
Is that how it works?
which seems so impossible because they're little.
Is it all artificial insemination, or does it actually like naturally happen? Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure they did it naturally, but I'm betting it has to be all artificial.
You gotta have the
insemination.
right landscape to make that happen.
Yeah.
Just some like
Get on the bales.
yeah.
Back the horse up. I don't know how that
We're
works.
taking bets to see if this is gonna happen. We'll see.
I'm still wondering who was like, let's breed those two.
What if we put them together?
Get a little mini horse
What's
that
gonna
can go that can make some different noises. What's the one that I thought was funny? I never even heard. So if you breed a female donkey with a male horse, which I don't know, that would destroy a
Again,
donkey.
That is some like fetish stuff going on right
It's
there.
called I want to say it's called like a hilly.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Like really? What is it? Does it look like a mule?
yeah, it looks like a mule.
Wow, that's interesting.
But yeah, I was like, I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
Stuff got real weird on this testing farm. So anyway, those are you can eat those, but that's a weird country that.
Donkey stew.
Yeah. Anyways, they can be useful.
Cool. Yeah.
So cows, and see, I'm more comfortable with cows. I grew
Yeah.
up with them, and if you want a challenge of working with the stupidest son of a bee
Cows
animal
are it.
on the freaking earth, there you go. There's a cow for you. We had Holsteins, and they're just stupid and really like. Ones that you're like pushing to lean into you and pin you against the gate. They're not.
Cows.
They're not ambitious by any means.
No.
You have to poke and prod them to get up, milk them. But good milk cows.
Oh yeah, fantastic milk cows.
So cows, lots of different types. Jersey's got a lot better butter fat and things like just whatever you're looking for.
Love me some butter fat.
But they need a lot of land to graze. You can feed them obviously like a dairy farm. They're all isolated in one area, but it's not going to really work out very well You know,
In
you're going to
yeah.
need to have a grazing animal.
And that's the hard part. Like in an SHDF situation, how do you keep it safe?
Yeah, keep it safe. You know, and they get
All the neighbors will be out there milking that sucker all day long,
and they'll find a way down into the main road so everybody can see them. So a cow on average will produce 6 to 7 gallons of milk per day, which is super useful. Tons of stuff you can make with that. A cow that is milk,
chocolate milk,
everything milk,
milk
chocolate,
milk duds, all those things.
So a milking cow eats about 100 pounds a day.
That's too much.
That's a lot of freaking food. Gosh. So it's like in the end, you're like, am I really getting anything out of this?
I know. Like, how does that feasible?
Yeah. And if you have a combination of hay and grain, silage, proteins, you get better milk production. But that's a lot to be managing, you know. Yeah. Pretty much you're getting some milk out of it, eating everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, they eat everything.
Crazy, man.
They usually need 20 gallons of water, too, per cow.
Jeez,
that's a ton of freaking water. So you need a river or a small lake.
Exactly.
For a cow.
Yeah.
But in the end, you can get 600 pounds of meat, which was always super useful on like Oregon Trail.
It was, yeah.
I'd kill like I think I talked about that before. Kill like 16,000 pounds of bear and take like 200.
Yeah, I know.
I murdered everything.
Yeah.
But they can be useful to pack things. You know, you can tie things to them. They don't even know they're there. They're just pulling it.
They're so stupid.
They're so dumb. But yeah, lots of use out of the byproducts: meat, milk, cream, butter, beef.
Oh, so good.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
Chocolate milk.
Big Macs.
So a rule of thumb is one cow needs about 2 acres to graze. So that's a lot.
That's a ton.
So I have on my lot at home, I have 0.37. So cows out.
I can have a half a cow.
Yep. So I talked a little bit about the feed. You know, you need about 24 pounds of hay per day for a cow. 4% of their body weight. A cattle consume that. That's a cattle. A cat will consume that.
You can feed them
Lactating
cats.
cow will eat approximately 2% more feed on a daily basis. So they're hard. Great like amount of food, good for trade. You have tons of meat in the end, but it's a lot of work.
Sure
and
is.
This is what I'm talking about in terms of 24/7. You never get a break when you have cows.
Yeah.
You need big pens. You know, you typically can't use like your regular barbed wire and things like that because they're going to get caught up in it because they're morons.
So what do you really think about cows?
So you can get a Dexter cow, which is a mini cow.
Oh, what? Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Is that the ones that are kind of furry?
Yeah,
Like
and they got little short legs.
Yeah.
Freaking funniest looking thing ever.
My aunt had some of those.
But they produce about 2 gallons per day of milk.
Well, that's perfect.
Smaller and easier to maintain in small space. So
Wow.
if you want a cow really bad, you probably should look at the little miniatures ones.
I like that idea.
You do need medicines with these because cows get udder infections and other sicknesses.
Utterly
milk
ridiculous.
fever. It's just
Milk.
Yeah.
Dairy comas.
There is really a milk fever. Okay, I treated it all the time.
Milk cancer. I don't know.
Oh, sour milk, buttermilk disease. So, horses are one thing. Like I said, I mean, you got more to add on horses. They're great to have.
They're great. Yeah.
I would like to have one, learn more about them, but they need a lot of
You can ride them.
area to run.
Yeah.
To stay healthy.
You can ride them.
And you can ride them. You
They're
can pull things.
They're
with them.
fantastic transportation animals.
yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty sure-footed. You
So-
go up in the mountains.
Ultimately, yeah, you would love to have a horse because everything else breaks down. You got your horse.
They're versatile in different environments. Yeah, they're
Yep,
good.
yep.
They're good suckers.
You can
I like
race them.
You can race them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing.
So yeah. Anyway, honorable mention. Some animals we didn't talk about: alpacas, llamas. I guess you mentioned
I
some of them.
hate llamas.
Me too.
Have you ever tried to catch a llama?
Why were you trying to catch a llama?
Well, they got out. So my neighbors had llamas and horses, right? So if you ever tried to catch a horse, to get a horse out, if you stand in front of a horse, the horse says,
Of course.
I have to, the horse says, I have to stop. So the horse will stop. A llama says, bullshit, I'm going right through you. And it just,
yeah.
and so,
I believe it.
I don't like them.
So beef cows are free range cows. They're the same.
Are they?
They'll just
run right
plow
through you.
right through you.
I don't care.
I made that mistake of thinking they were the same as the Holsteins, and I worked with some, and they destroyed me. I got like rolled up against the building, crap kicked up in my face. I'm like, oh, these are psycho.
What's wrong with these?
I think they're feral. Cows. They're feral cows.
That's funny.
Yeah, we had llamas along our high school, and for football training, when we were running up and down the road, we were all like, they spit all over us.
They're mean suckers, man.
I hate them. They hate humans, too.
Yeah, they do.
Camels, if you want camels.
Camel? Is that what you said?
Camel.
Oh, okay.
Not cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
Actual animal. Hamsters, ferrets. Weirdos eat these kind of things. You know, we don't have time for this kind of people.
No.
So
no, we don't.
Keep your weirdo animals to yourselves.
Yeah.
You could raise whatever you want. If you want to eat snakes, raise snakes.
Snakes.
If you like frogs, frog legs, raise your frogs. We're not going to talk about
That's not a bad
it.
idea.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea.
Frogs? I never thought about frogs.
They're nice.
Let me tell you about frogs.
Yeah.
So anyway.
That's good. Oh, I think that's about all we have for animals right now.
Those are probably your most common animals that you're going to see preppers have.
We
you
talk
could,
about,
you could go for the more exotic.
Like what?
Frogs.
Okay, frogs.
Lizards.
Yeah. Iguanas. And
I heard iguanas are like a big problem in
I heard that
like
too.
South stuff. They eat everything.
Yeah.
So
turtles?
I wonder if are they very edible?
Iguanas? I'm sure you can eat those.
There's the blue iguana. Blue iguana.
Iguanas.
There's a whole different. There's the blue iguana in Salt Lake. I heard it's really good to eat.
Actually, I've been there. It's good.
I wonder if it has iguanas in there.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Anyway, before we move on, survival boxes. Have you heard of them?
I have.
Do you know who they are?
I do.
Makes sense right in the name.
Yeah.
What they're for. The only subscription box packed with all of the essential survival supplies that you need to prep for surviving disasters, emergencies, or just your next outdoor adventure. There are many different boxes to choose from, so you can order the survival food, water, gear required for your survival plan. Sign up today and get your survival boxes delivered right to your doorstep. No contracts.
Oh, there's no contracts. When can I cancel?
You can cancel whenever you want.
What code should I use?
The Casual Preppers code.
Where do I go?
You go to survivalbox.com.
How much do I get off with my code?
You'll get 10%.
That's beautiful.
Get your food.
Yeah.
And gear. You love them.
Okay. So speaking about boxes, let's look at what we got. We got a battle box today to talk about. So this is mission 53. First thing, 9-line apparel collapsible denim taco. No, it's a trail bowl. It looks like a taco, but it's a trail bowl. That's kind of cool.
Delicious.
So if you got a little doggy dog, but you can actually put water in that. It's a hat. It's versatile.
You'll know who's
piece
got
of gear.
The new survival or the battle box because they'll be wearing the little hat.
Very cool. Then the Bushcraft rope lighter.
This is a weird little deal.
It is kind of a weird little deal, isn't it? So it doesn't like actually like light. It basically, you got to pull the thing up. But yeah, once you char the end of it, it ends up kind of working like char cloth type thing. So that's kind of cool.
Char cloth.
Yeah. And then we got 2 of the potty pack shit kits. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Those are always good to have.
Bag,
yeah.
clean your bum hole.
So there's your basic box. And then you go into the advanced box, you get the Gerber Suspension NXT, which is a fantastic, cool little multi-tool.
Fantastic cool.
Fantastic, cool, wonderful, beautiful. So
anyways, I can't get
it's
the
in
box
there.
open.
Believe us, Cam just can't open it. It's a $37 value. So that's cool. And then there's
it's like a
the Stansport 3-pack waterproof pouches. Those always come in handy
these are
for many
nice.
different things.
So if you want to isolate like medicine, things like that in your regular bug out bag, don't want to cover the whole bag, boom.
And then we go to the Pro Box, and then you get your, it says called Got Your 6 Survival Mag. It's kind of a cool little product. It's an AR magazine that also has a survival kit on it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is different.
It's kind of weird to open. Everybody's been complaining about how to open those, so I'm going to have to look at how to open it. $60 value.
Looks like you have to pinch it.
You just have to slide it. There's something you just have to slide, I think.
It slides out.
Yeah. And then you go to the knife of the month, and it's the Mantis Knives Gearhead Black Wash and Copper with drop point blade, which is a $200 value.
Okay.
I've got mine right here if you don't want to do it. But check this thing out.
Let's see it.
Yeah. Cool knife. Cool,
that
cool
one has
knife.
that little gear on there.
Push that thing in. Do it hard. Do it hard.
Oh, that's weird.
I know. And then it's a regular lock on right in.
Did Da Vinci make this?
Yeah, I know. Cool knife. So that thing's pretty neato.
It's really hard to show.
Yeah. So that's the Battlbox for this month. If you guys want it, go to trybattlebox.com/casualpreppers. Use our code.
cool, though.
I know, it's a cool knife,
cool.
huh? I like it. Oh, jeez.
Let's talk about how to sew up a finger.
And then we also have a Tackpack, I believe, that we got a week or so ago. Oh, gosh.
My hat,
gosh.
the hat, which is pretty sweet.
Oh, yeah, the
is
hat's not
actually
here.
in my car.
Yeah, he's wearing that. So we got the ABKT folding knife. It's a $40 value.
This is actually a sweet
That's a cool little knife.
American Buffalo.
Yep, very cool.
Really pretty.
Then you get the Breakthrough Clean products, a $13 value. Like Cam said, Tackpack headwear, which is not with us right now, so you can't see that. Cool hat.
nice solid black.
Yeah.
Just has their little parachute on the front.
Doc Spartan HWD. So that's that. Yep.
This is like Cam's ointment, but already
Exactly.
patented.
Yeah. And then the Tackfire Castle Nut Wrench. It's for your nuts. Wrench for your nuts. And then the Atwood Parapocalypse paracord rope.
Para.
So there you go, guys. Go check them out. Good stuff.
It's time for the quick and dirty medical tip.
All right, guys. So when you're working with animals, you often get your fingers and your hands smashed.
Oh, yeah.
And it really sucks.
You do, huh?
So just some quick tips on taking care of hand injuries. Go see a hand job specialist. That's what I always
know
tell.
that was
It's
coming.
always what I always tell the nurses, and I'm gonna get in trouble one of these days.
You
by
are.
saying that.
That's sexual harassment, I
I
think.
know it basically is, right?
Yeah.
But they laugh and then they file reports.
And it's a dance we do, you know?
So yeah, getting your hand smashed. The bones on the inner hand, there can be some complex fractures that you would need to seek better medical attention. But to splint the hands, basically what I was going to go over is when you splint the fingers, you don't want to splint them like perfectly straight. You want to keep that little
Curvature.
almost like you're going to be holding a can or a ball.
So
And
like
then-
just like this?
yeah. So you can even tape like what's that?
Is it just like this?
Yeah, not like that.
Not like that.
So you want slight curvature of the fingers, like a lot of times you've seen those like arm braces when they have like the little squeeze ball. Like if you have a ball or something, you can tape it into the hand, and that keeps the joint stable, the ligaments from getting too tight and problematic. I've talked a little bit about like fractured fingers and dislocated fingers. Traction's the most important thing with both. Even if you're not sure if it's broken, you can
Just do it
still put
anyways.
traction and it will pull it back into place. Yes, you can injure, but in a situation where you're like,
Yeah.
you want a finger pointing the opposite direction, nobody wants that.
Don't. No.
You want to trade my milk, and your fingers are pointing
I
backwards.
got duck eggs.
No, you got weird hands. I don't want your
Your
duck
hands
eggs.
are weird. I'm leaving.
Yeah, they kind of stand out, and people tend to be mean about it.
Yeah. We would be. I know that.
You know what? Take your weird hands and your duck
You got
eggs.
weird fingers. Get you and your duck eggs out of here.
Oh, pork rinds? I still don't want them.
Jeez.
The one thing I was going to talk about is smashing your finger and you have a ring on it. You put a ring on it.
So, you smash it, then you should have put a ring
Have you seen
on
the
it.
different ways to take a ring off your finger?
Yeah, I have.
Which is it?
I usually use my fingers
Yeah.
like this. It comes right off.
Yeah.
I've seen where they put like the like fishing line under it or something, and they do
Yeah,
that
the
thing.
string one's cool. So obviously, if you have trauma to your hand, get all your rings and all your bling bling off. Your Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, I always forget to take that off when I smash my
Wrestling.
fingers. Class
Your promise ring.
ring. Promise ring.
Get it off your hand immediately.
Yeah.
My
My thumb ring. That's the hardest one to get off.
Yeah, that one's tough.
My amethyst.
These are
Thumb ring. It wards off evil spirits. What was the thing in that episode? The certain like the sea salt amulet or something.
Yeah, you could get it online somewhere.
Yeah. Sorry.
But I mean,
Tangent.
hurry and get all of your get all the Thanos. What are
the something stones. The
Infinity Stones.
Infinity stones.
Get them all off your fingers. Marvel, it's over.
Yeah.
But yeah, first, try and use lubricants. Butter, lard.
There you go.
Boom.
Dang it. Should have added that in
Get
there.
your beeswax.
Oh my gosh.
Honey. That probably
Yeah.
would not be good to put
Dog
on you.
spit. I don't know.
Yeah,
Cat feces.
Try and get them off using lubrication.
Yeah.
But there is that method of the string, and I wonder if this has some, like a little bit of string in it.
I don't know.
So the whole idea with removing a ring that when your finger's already swollen, let me cut my finger off here.
Yeah. Live on tape.
So the one thing that you can do is you wrap like either fishing line or string up underneath the ring.
Mm-hmm.
There is some in there. So it's hard to explain, but you can look it up on like Google or YouTube it. You run a piece of string underneath the ring itself, so it's like pointing towards your palm, and then you start on the opposite side to coil the string around your finger. Mm-hmm. So you kind of go wrap it away from your finger over the knuckle, and then when you start to unwrap it from the side that's tucked under the ring, it slowly pushes the ring over because you're compressing all the swelling and all the tissue. So you want to keep the wrap really nice and tight because your skin and stuff will poke through and that can catch on the ring. So just do a nice coil all the way over the knuckles as far as however much you have. Usually you're going to need about 20 inches.
I don't have that much.
And so you just start uncoiling from the piece of string that's on the other side of the ring, and you just slowly roll it, and it pushes the ring off. So pretty cool method.
Cool.
But yeah. So anyways, pretty common to smash your fingers or
it is.
Get mad at a cow and punch it in the face.
Their heads, their skulls are thick, hard, man.
And your finger will swell, and that would suck out in the middle of nowhere to try and take care of it.
It would be bad
because you can lose your finger.
You could.
It's bad.
It's very bad.
So anyway, there's a little quick tip, which is super useful.
Yeah.
I'm sure none of you really cared about that one, but
well, it is.
That's it.
It is what it is. Thanks, guys, for listening. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for telling all your friends about us. We really appreciate it. Come see us at casualpreppers.com. Come see us on Instagram and Facebook, iTunes, anywhere you can find a podcast. We're there pretty much, right, Cameron?
We freaking are.
We're on YouTube even, right? You can watch
our faces
this.
are there.
Yeah, our faces are there. Cam and I are starting a super secret project right now.
Yeah, we are.
That we hope to reveal at some point in the future, but just be aware that there's a super secret project going on.
Yeah, you guys will like it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think you will.
That's all you want to say.
It's going to be, I think it's going to be a little higher quality than some of our other films.
Oh, so you just told him it was a film.
Oh, I didn't say that. Yeah. Like a film, like a substance that goes on a coat.
Yeah, it's on top of a window or something.
A bloom, as you would call it.
Just like the chicken eggs. All right, guys, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.